season prediction.
Yeah.
So your thoughts on the Big 12 this year? Who do you got playing for the Big 12 championship at the end of the season? Who you got winning the Big 12 championship?
Dude, I think this is one of the hardest years to pick this, partly because Oklahoma's not sitting on the Iron Throne like they have been and just hoarding all the transfer quarterbacks and receivers and running backs like no one else has that kind of talent. You know, they've kind of fallen down a little bit, even though they still have quite a bit of talent. They got a whole ass coaching change going on over there, talent change, quarterback change, all that stuff. So when I was looking at this, I wrote down 5 teams that I think could get there.
Yeah.
We're not one of them. Sorry, blow y'all's bubble there.
The show's over.
I don't think we're quite there yet. Give us another year or two. I wrote down Oklahoma State, Baylor, Oklahoma, Kansas State, and Texas. I was like, I don't know how to pick out of these 5 either. Oklahoma State, like I just mentioned, all Oklahoma stuff. Oklahoma State, they had a huge turnover on defense with coaching staff and a lot of players when they were that number 1 type defense. And then they got the good old Spencer Sanders, mediocre quarterback leading the way. Baylor, like you just mentioned, they had quite a bit of turnover also, but really tough schedule. I think they kind of caught lightning in a bottle last year with a lot of close wins, and maybe the schedule was favorable then. Like I mentioned, Kansas State, I'm big on this year. I think they're the dark horse, but I have Oklahoma still winning the championship just by talent, and their coach is still really, really good. I mean, people have been wanting him for 5+ years, right?
We wanted him.
Jeff Levy coming over as OC. People have been wanting him for multiple years. I think that's a good move. So I got them beating Oklahoma State in the Big 12 championship game. But don't be surprised if Kansas State's in there.
Yeah, I debated that. I have Oklahoma State beating Oklahoma in the Big 12 championship game. It was really hard for me. Like I was debating.
I can't argue with you.
I was debating between Oklahoma State and Kansas State there, putting that game in because I want to have, the future Big 12 teams in this.
Sure.
But yes, if you're replacing a new coach, having somebody who's familiar with Oklahoma coming in like Brent Venables, a guy who's been one of the best coordinators in all of college football. Like you said, an offensive coordinator in Jeff Levy that's been putting up numbers wherever he goes. So, and Oklahoma just gets all the athletes too. Still, they're still getting the top
we
players.
think they lost so much, like they really didn't.
Yeah,
they looked like a lot at the time. Like they still brought in a lot.
They just replaced them with really other good players, and so I think Oklahoma is in there, and Oklahoma State. Like they're just in that point where they're replacing players too. Like they might lose a lot, but it's not really rebuild. It's just kind of a reload. They've got guys on that defense who are going to make plays for them this year. And while we joke about Spencer Sanders as not being the type of quarterback that I think can like when you get you to the college football playoff, he's the kind of quarterback you need to win tough road games in Big 12 conference. And I think that they'll get to the championship this time and seal the deal and not lose on the inch line of that game. So I got Oklahoma State over OU this